Hey, welcome back to How to Barbecue Right. I'm Malcolm Reed. Y'all, I'm hanging out at the shop today, firing up a brand new grill. Traeger offered to send me one of their new Timberline XL grills if I would do a video, and y'all know I ain't gonna turn down nothing new and shiny. So I'm gonna cook some ribs on that dude today. I've got a honey jalapeno rib recipe that I'm gonna share with you. Y'all know it's gonna be fire. Let's get to cooking and let's check out this grill. So before we check out that new grill, I gotta get some seasoning on these sweet and spicy honey jalapeno ribs. And I'm starting with some garlic jalapeno rub from my buddy Heath Riles. I've got a slab of St. Louis cut spare ribs, membranes off the back, trimmed up a little bit, but not much. We're gonna do the same thing to both sides. No binder, straight on the meat. If you wanted to add a little mustard or something to it, hey, go right ahead. Let's flip them back over. Just working in layers here. Now for a little barbecue flair, I'm just using my The Barbecue Rub. Y'all know this stuff, it's that OG. Got the color, got the look, got the flavor. Flip them over, do the same thing to the meat side. And for the edges, I'm just gonna take the ribs and just kind of dab them right on the board. Just get a little seasoning on the sides of them. So we're gonna let the ribs just hang out here on the cutting board. All right, y'all, let's fire up this brand new Traeger grill. Now this one's really super simple. You turn the power on, you take the dial and put it on whatever temperature you want. Today we're doing 225 to start out. Gotta make sure you have some pellets in the hopper. This one holds 22 pounds. That's more than a full bag of pellets. Now once it starts coming up to temperature, I'm gonna hit that super smoke feature. I want that extra added flavor. I want to create more smoke in that chamber. All right, now that the Traeger is up to 225, it's time to get these ribs on the grill. So for this first cook, I'm just gonna lay these ribs on here, kind of put them straight on that bottom rack. I mean, you can see we've got plenty of cooking space. On this grill, you can cook 16 slabs of ribs at one time. I'm just doing one today to see how it does. We're gonna get the lid closed. Let's let these babies super smoke. So while we got these ribs ribbed on the smoker here, I want to check out some of the features on this new grill. One of my favorite things is this new storage systems. Man, I got room to put all kinds of stuff down here. You got cutting boards for shelves. Of course, you got that ash keg is what Traeger calls this. This is the only clean out on the grill. It's a little hard for a fat man to get in here and pull it out, but you can take a knee, pull it right out, drop another liner in and put it back in, no problem. Now I got even more storage over here on this end, right up under the control panel, but I like keeping the pellet bucket there because it has a new trap door right on the front. If you pull that dude, it's gonna drop every pellet in the thing. I wouldn't do it during a cook, but for swapping out pellets, it doesn't get any easier than that. So we've been running for about 2.5 hours in that super smoke on this Traeger grill. Y'all check these ribs out. We got some beautiful color on them. That's what I want to see. When that bark's kind of set on the outside, the seasoning's not coming off, that's what you want. But even the underside, you can see they're starting to pull back a little. They're pushing some of that juice out of those into those bones. We're going to get them nice and tender now, wrap them up, and bring a little spice to them. So you'll notice on the ends of these ribs, sometimes they push out some of that marrow from the inside. I just like to take them and pick some of that off a little bit. We don't want that in the wrap. I mean, it's going to push out some more. It's okay, but they'll hang on. They'll make those little stalactites on it. I want to get that off there. So the first thing we're going to do is put us down a few pats of butter right in the center of the foil. Now, we're gonna spice it up. Coming with a little sweet honey. This is Mike's Hot honey, but I like the punch this Mike's Hot gives it. We need a little bit of vinegar element in this wrap. So I'm using my Sweet Fire pickle juice. It's got some heat to it because it's pickled jalapenos with pickles. We don't want the vegetable in there. We just want the juice. Now we're gonna move these ribs right over to the top. Do the same thing on the back side. Now we're gonna wrap them up. Just bring your foil over, just like that. We can get right back in them easy, close the ends up. Now we're gonna stick them right back on the Traeger grill. So I'm setting them right back, same spot. At this point, I'm gonna jack the temp up. We've got them wrapped, we've got the smoke on it. Let's dial this new Timberline up. I'm gonna take it to about 275, this go. Lock it in, super smoke's off. We're fixing to heat it up. While those ribs are getting happy and tender in that wrap, I'm gonna put together this Honey Jalapeño Glaze that we're gonna use on them at the end. With this new grill, Traeger's added an induction burner. So I've got a couple pats of butter going in my pan. We're gonna saute some fresh jalapeno, then I'm gonna build the glaze. So I got my pan hot, my butter's melting. We're gonna throw in some fresh slices of jalapeno, get those sauteed for just 2 or 3 minutes. All right, once those jalapenos have softened up about 3 minutes, I wanna hit them with some brown sugar. Just kind of move it around in the pan, break it up a little bit. Also gonna add some honey to it because we are making a honey jalapeno sauce. Then got to bring some Killer Hogs vinegar sauce. That's gonna tie it all together. It's got the acidity going, a little bit of heat, a little bit of sweet to go with the honey and the brown sugar. We just want to bring this to a simmer, let it start thickening up. Now once it hits a little slight simmer, I'm going to reduce the heat a little bit, then I'm going to pour it up. We're just going to let it sit at room temperature until we get ready to glaze it on the ribs. All right, we've been wrapped for about 1 hour and 15 minutes on these ribs. Y'all don't mind these wings. I had all this room, man's got to eat, right? I'm going to pull these ribs off. You can already tell the aluminum foil is starting to bend a little bit. They're sagging. I'm betting these ribs are ready, but let's take them over to the cutting board and look at them. All right, so we wrapped this foil up so we could get back in it real easy. And what I want to do is I'm looking for bone pullback. I'm looking for that membrane to bust through. Check it out. You can see that bone starting to show. These ribs are feeling really good. If you wanted to stick a probe thermometer in them, you're looking for about 202, 204 degrees. Now you want to be very careful when we take these out. I'm just going to move them out of this hot juice. I'm going to set them right here on the cutting board on some foil. So what I'm going to do first is we're going to glaze the backside of them. We've got our Honey Jalapeño Glaze right on the backside. Paint the bones good. You're just going a light coat. This glaze is kind of set up some. It's not super thick, but it goes on just right. You don't have to worry about keeping it hot. Now we're going to flip them over. Same thing on the top side. We're going to give them just a little bit extra rub, just to pretty them up. We're going to set them meat side up, right back on the pit for about 15 minutes. All right, it's been about 15 minutes, just long enough for this glaze to set on these ribs. I'm gonna get them off here. Look at these beauties. They feel tender, they look tender. Honey Jalapeño Glaze on them. I can't wait to try them. So now, my favorite part of the day, I get to cut these ribs up. I just like cutting these St. Louis cut ribs into single bones. Just try to get right in the middle of the bone, make straight cuts. If you want to cut them in 2-bone pieces, go right ahead. But check that out. That rib's juicy. Got a nice smoke ring going, top and bottom from those signature pellets. I'm gonna get one of these meaty ones because I want to try it. Smoke ring top and bottom, juice pouring out of it. Y'all want to check that bite out? Let's see how we did. Sticky, sweet, heat from the jalapeno, just the right balance of salty and savoriness. That's a perfect bite out of a rib right there. If y'all can see that, that's how it's supposed to be, but it's tender. That cleanup took a little bit longer. That's a sticky, sweet rib right there. I love the heat from them. We just took a slab of St. Louis cut spare ribs, hit it with that garlic jalapeno rub and a little bit of the barbecue rub, put it on that new Traeger XL 225 super smoked till we got that bark nice and tight where it wouldn't rub off. It took about 2 hours. Then we wrapped them up, put some sweet fire pickle juice in there, put the Mike's Hot Honey, had to have a little bit of butter in there, got it back on the grill, hour and 15 minutes. They're super tender. Take them off, put together that glaze, glazed it over the top, and then we had that beautiful rack of ribs. Hey, after cooking on this new Traeger, man, this thing is a beast. Did a fine job on these ribs. I got them wings I'm fixing to get off and jump on. I know it's expensive. It costs about as much as a 2013 Honda Civic, but hey, y'all know what? Everything's high these days. Thanks for checking us out here at HowToBBQRight. If y'all like what we're doing, subscribe to the channel. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, even TikTok. I'm sure you'll see this grill in some more action. Me and Shell are going to talk about this recipe, the grill, all other fun stuff we're doing on our weekly podcast. So y'all head over and give that a listen too. We'll see y'all next time. I'm going to get down on some more ribs. Man, yeah, that's a good rib. Cooked on a pellet grill. Who would have thought?